So let's see, Story Table versus Chapeeka. And then Red Kid versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hello there. So, Chapeeka is playing as the Portuguese again. As we've seen before, Chapeeka seems to be maining Portuguese in this tournament. Whereas the Story Table is playing a very sturdy Civ, the Ottomans. Yeah. Very nice. So, Portuguese versus Ottomans. That's a pretty interesting matchup, to say the least. You got a very good map control / boom / turtle Civ in the Portuguese against the Ottomans. So, Ottomans are going to have to up their game here, since Portuguese can be a real problem, you know. Getting a free covered wagon with every age up, pretty substantial actually, because it can either be used defensively and be stacked right up against your TC here, and it's another thing shooting at you, or they can just stick it all the way out up in the boonies out here, and then expand their map control and get another hunt, another mine, wherever it is, and just capture it. So yeah, Portuguese give you a lot of choices with those covered wagons, more than you realize, so that's pretty substantial. We'll have to see what the Ottoman response is too. Are they going to go fast industrial, fast fortress, double barracks Jan Abbas, who knows? Well, the first card for Portuguese is always going to be Vitórias, or Vitórias, depending on how you pronounce it. I think it's actually Vitórias, the way you pronounce it in Portuguese. But essentially, it allows every town center you own to trickle food, wood, and gold by a small amount. I think it's like almost not quite 0.3 per second, but it's close to that. Pretty substantial, because remember, with Portuguese, you're going to have a minimum of 4 town centers between age 1 and age 4. So eventually it goes up to over 1 resource per second on each of the 3. So yeah, it rewards you obviously for aging up faster. So one thing you'll know about Portuguese always go fast fortress, unless they're doing some special things. So Portuguese are always going to go fast fortress. They gonna go fast fortress. There's no doubt about it. You know why? Because for Portuguese, going fast fortress means 3 town centers, 2 covered wagons, 1 in age 2, 1 in age 3. Essentially a full house economy, a full house defense. Portugal has no reason to stick around in age 2 and potentially risk their endeavors. They're going to go up for the age 3, get all 3 town centers under their belt, and then start pushing out with cazadors, dragoons, maybe halberdiers, some organ guns. That's sort of the idea. So Ottomans are going to go up with the Core Master. What's their deck? So 1v1. So maybe age 2, maybe age 3. First card is your Rooks. So going with the Vils. So did not go for the capitalism first. So we don't know 100% yet if it's going to be an age 3 or an age 2 combat for the Ottomans. But if it is an age 3, it's going to be a pretty interesting contest. Ottomans get a ton of weapons. You know, they get the Safahi shipment, they get the Mamluk one, the Abbas one, the Falconet one, the Janissary one, even the Delhi one. So it's going to be a war of the cards, basically, like actual card wars. Yeah, card wars. Very cool, scenario in AoE 3. I don't know if they have card wars for the 5th edition. If there is, let me know. I would love to play some card wars. It's really fun because you essentially are given a number of shipments and then you spend them on cards. You know, because that's what you do with shipments. You buy cards with them, right? And then you essentially have to manage those shipments over a set of rounds to, beat your opponent. And if you burn through them all at the start, then you're game over. But if you can play it like the Chinese game of Go and hold on to them, then you're rewarded more, basically. It's like American checkers. It's like American chess versus Chinese checkers, basically. Actually won the Vietnamese, the Vietnam War, because the U.S. was all about essentially dominating the Vietnamese army, the Viet Cong, with tons of brute force with their military. But the Vietnamese learned guerrilla tactics where they were able to win battles by essentially using the least amount of resources and troops, and eventually were able to outlast the Americans, who kept taking losses with their bigger forces and wasting a lot of time getting eaten up in the jungle by, you know, the diseases and the heat. And yeah, pretty interesting history there. So yeah, essentially that's sort of card wars for you. I don't know why I brought it up, but I was just thinking, you know, in this matchup, Portuguese and Ottomans are going to be running their H3 decks against each other, and it's kind of going to feel like that. So yeah. Alright, so actually what we're going to get with Ottomans, double barracks Jansen. So already queuing up 8 of them, and they're going to be running out of the gate trying to rush this Portugal down before they go to H3. So they're not going to want to give this Portugal a free H3 without a fight. But the problem is he already has 2 town centers, so he can just sit in his TCs and wait it out if he has to, because he's got the cover to do so, because all he has to do is, balance the settlers out between both town centers, and you essentially got 2 beefy towers there shooting away the Janissaries, yeah. It's not going to stop him from trying to be annoying, though, and keep shooting his stuff. So, yeah, he's going to keep trying to come under these town centers and keep harassing them, and forcing him to use both town centers. Look. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, see that? Oh, he's going to take his house out? That's annoying. It's real annoying. Take it. Yep, it takes a Janissary out. It's gonna maybe get another. Yep, gets another one. He could actually repair this house too. Oh, he gets a 3rd cover wagon there. Very nice. 3rd town center. So yeah, he's all set. He's got a solid defensive position. He's got 3 town centers. So if Ottoman wants to press him, he's gonna be dealing with the town center fire of 3 structures. Right. So what Portugal's gonna do is they're gonna start with halberdiers. Halberdiers is an okay option because, well, it can defend against infantry and it can defend against cavalry. Against the infantry, what he can do is he can put the Helbs in cover mode, so the Jans are forced to engage, and then the TC just melts them. And if Cav shows up, the Helbs obviously know how to deal with that, so you get that solved. That's essentially going to be his defense there for the moment, yeah. So Halberdiers are out. Ottoman's still looking for an angle to weave in and shoot his vills. He's going to do everything he can to get these villagers dead. You can tell. He's just looking for an angle where he can shoot the vills and not get shot by the TC. But because Portugal is hurting the animals between the 3 town centers, playing monkey in the middle with them, he's ensuring that he's going to have adequate food that's not going to die to these Jans. Right? And once Cazador's shipment comes in, Jans have to leave because Cazadors hunt them down because they're skirmishers. So that's kind of what he's investing for here right now, is just getting the Cazadors in there to essentially shoot off these Janissaries. Yeah, basically. Oh boy, he's getting the organ gun shipment, and he's going for even more overkill against these Jans. He's getting the big boy artillery out there. Wow. Basically primitive machine guns before there were even Gatling guns, you know. Essentially got all the little tubes in the gun, and then they each all shoot off individually and go pew 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 like that. Yeah. So organ guns will absolutely be a great unit against it, because you know what? You actually get 3 of them with the card. You get 3 organ guns, so not just 2 cannons, you get 3 cannons. So that's a lot of artillery that you have to fight there. Yeah. Funnily enough, the Janissaries actually have more HP than the organ guns do, which is kind of funny. But the organ guns being artillery obviously has, you know, 3/4 of the bullets guarded against with their armor. So, yeah, it's not an immediate steal. Yeah, so you got Helbs and organs now. And at this point, the Portugal can play. He can play a bit. He can try to put the Ottoman in check, but he can't go in too deep yet. He can just barely go after... Oh, no, I don't like this. I don't like he's putting it so close to the barracks like this. I'm a little concerned for him. So he's going in hard against his barracks. Which one is he queuing? This one? Oh, this is awesome. You know why? Because he's going to deny him the barracks, and then they're not going to queue up, and that's denying him troop numbers. Because now you're actually going to force the Ottoman to potentially engage, because now he's going to lose his second production. Oh no, the Falconets. Nope, absolutely not. Get out, get out. Get out. No. Get out. Good. Good. He got a warning shot and he got out of there. Oh, no. Don't do it. Get out of there. Get out of there right now. Please. I beg of you, get out. Alright. You should have just left when he had the chance. He lost almost everything. He got an organ gun out safely, but I think he should have just left. Came back with Cazadors or something, but maybe he saw something that I didn't know. But either way, he didn't get a chance to get these Falconets. Now he's kind of going to be running into some problems at this point, because now you got a huge Janissary stack with Baji Bajouks as a support, and then the 2 Falconets. Basically, yeah. Alright, so going with the Dragoons, it looks like. Queuing them up at the stable. That will be great against the Falconets, but he'll still have to come up with something for the Janissary threat. Yeah, he'll probably need Cazadors for that. He doesn't have a barracks yet, though, so yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Main issue is that the Ottoman was pressuring him before, and he didn't have as much build time and build seconds to get the wood he needed, I think, for a barracks, so he has to work with a little bit of he has to smudge together a defense for now, and then once he can get a house and a barracks or something, then he can go solid Cazador Dragoon as needed, yeah. Now the Falconets are going to do something interesting and actually angle themselves here to get maybe the training post down. Yeah, I was like, wait a second, you better not waste that working gun on those Falcons, because you know what's going to happen. Just let the Dragoons do it, you know? Let the Dragoons do the work there. Alright, so he's going to ship in Cazadors, queuing up more Dragoons. At least he's not going over it. Oh, he doesn't have a prop anyway, so I was going to say, yeah, at least he's not attacking the house, so he can't queue up more Dragoons, but he's actually got to build a casa. Uno casa, dos casa. Yeah, needs dos casas to be able to really stack up these Dragoons as he needs to. Yeah. Now, the Ottoman, he's doing good economically. Like, he can go to age 4 now. It looks like he is. He's going to age 4 to clinch the win with bombards and factories. Just because he knows that Portugal is scrummaging together a defense and economy, he can take advantage of that timing and just go for the age 4 with the Tycoon to get gold. I think he's going to go Royal Decree then. I think he is. He's going to go Royal Decree, use that gold to get the Royal Decree that costs gold. He's going to get the food one, and he's going to get the wood one, and he's just going to rain on top of his opponent, maybe. That's what I think's going to happen. What do you think's going to happen? You think that's... Alright, well, anyways, Dragoons not wasting a beat. They're going to try to raid a little bit there, basically, and then start shooting away at it. Yeah, very nice. This isn't good. Well, he's going to get the factory. Factory's going to give him the resource he needs to actually cycle through the Royal Decree. Yeah, but it looks like... Oh, he overextended the Cazadors. He got a single Culverin though, so he can maybe get rid of the Falconet. He can. Using the Dragoons. Great, but his Cazadors are kind of... Why can't he get this Falconet? Why is he letting the Janissaries run him so badly there? That's like sad. These Janissaries are like running him so hard there with the melee attack. That's crazy. I did not expect that at all. And then he's gonna, he's getting mercantilism with Tycoon. I didn't realize that's why I went with Tycoon, so he could get mercantilism from the church and get a free shipment or two. Yeah, basically got 2 cards for free with that. That's quite good. So now we can get his second factory. He got his first factory, right? Then he can get second factory, and then he can get Royal Decree, and then he can probably get something else like Bombards too. Not that he's gonna need it. I mean, he's probably fine where he is now, but he's gonna overkill it so hard with all that artillery stuff. Basically, yeah, it's quite insane. Quite insane. Oh man, look at that. Oh, he's putting a forward foundry up too. Oh, interesting. Didn't expect that at all, really. Nope, definitely not. Quite surprising, actually, yeah. Big time. Big time, yeah. And so he's gonna take that chance there, yeah, right there, which is great. Cazadores is coming out as well in that spot. I think, yeah, no, I think it's over for this Portugal. He's just buying his time. His Ottomans are just going to run card after card after card and then go through the Royal Decrees, and then you're looking at fatality. He's also getting Guard Janissaries. He's got the Bombards. He's got the Bombard shipments. The Cazadores are dead. And these Janissaries are going to be beefed up, tanky Guard Janissaries. So this is looking like fatality right here, right now, actually. This is quite good. Very good, actually, yeah. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So yeah, quite nice there. Boom. Right there. Right where you want. Very, very nice indeed, yeah. Shot there too. Very good. Ooh, the armored pistoliers. Yep, move them on. Alright, GG. Yeah, I always find the armored pistoliers shipping kind of curious. You know, the armored pistoliers are a very scary card. You know, because they're actually like a super beefy musketeer with really insane hand armor. And on top of that, they have splash attack with their range attack with the pistol. So it's like a super tanky knight with a gun. So yeah, you don't want to mess with those guys. They're pretty dangerous, to say the least. Yeah.